Yuma Sector Border Patrol Chief. He served as senior advisor to RFK Jr. in the first 100 days, working specifically on issues surrounding immigration and unaccompanied children at the border. Chris, thank you very much. It's good to have you here today. So, I want to ask you about these reports of, we watched the scene, very violent scene, really, at these marijuana farms, and we saw that the ICE vehicles were pelted with rocks, that people stood in front of the vehicles. In some cases, they tried to prevent the vehicles from moving. But with regard to this other piece of information, that there were at least 10 minors who were working at this site, it's getting downplayed by some. How significant is that? And the company says we don't hire minors.
Well, first of all, out of respect for you and the audience, I'll keep my comments PG based on what we saw and what I know about these assaults against these federal agents. It's disgusting. It's reprehensible. And I tell you what, there's so many things I see in there that could have led to a deadly force incident. It's unimaginable, but it'll probably get worse before it gets better. In regards to the kids, this is exactly what the Trump administration has been doing. This is what he championed that he was going to do. This was part of his immigration enforcement strategy. It's exactly what I did and that great team I had working with me that are still working at HHS to help these leads and help these agencies find these kids. And again, there was close to a dozen or maybe more unaccompanied children working in a cannabis plant. I mean, that is putting kids in harm's way. We don't know the details yet, but I can tell you that cases of labor trafficking and child exploitation, just like this, there's plenty of them. But this is a great first start, and I'm glad that you're talking about it, and I'm glad that this is getting out there, because people need to understand that this administration is working hard to rescue these kids and get them out of these situations.
Yeah, I mean, we know that so many children were brought across the border, in many cases by cartels. Then in many cases, and you correct me if I'm saying anything that doesn't line up with what you understand here, these kids are forced to pay off the cartel for bringing them across the border by working in what many would consider to be, child labor environments. And if they try to run away, they're going to grab them and force them back to work. Am I correct? Incorrect?
No, you're correct. Whether it's a kid or anybody coming across the border, nobody crosses the border illegally without going through the cartel, and they make some kind of arrangements. And it's just even worse when it's the kids, because sometimes they're working off somebody else's debt and they can't escape. They're being trafficked. They don't have decision-making ability when they're dealing with adults and the cartel members. So this, again, is a prime example of the horrors that has happened, that has been put to an end under this Trump administration. Yeah,
real quick, Chris, what did you make of Gavin Newsom going after J.D. Vance and his family for visiting Disney World and saying, have fun with your family? The families that you're tearing apart certainly won't.
Did we expect anything else from that governor? I mean, he's all about virtual signaling, gaslighting, and ignoring the problem. What about the kids that are being exploited in his very own state? I'm glad that the vice president was able to have a vacation, take care of his family, and look out for his kids. But you know what? You can protect your own kids if you don't exploit them and don't put them in the hands of cartels and enter the United States illegally, knowing that there's going to be consequences.
All right. Chris, there's so much more to this story. I hope you'll come back and join us again soon.
Thank you for having me on. Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Chris Clem.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.